Um, so I think we're going to move into the second part of the evening, and I have introduced the incredible Maggie Huang, who's really the brainchild behind all this activity. And she is gonna walk us through how the second part of the events is supposed to go. And I know some of you have a long day, and we won't feel offended if you need to drift off or take off somewhere, but do hope you will stay around and say hello and make new friends or meet old friends. And so Maggie, please take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie, and welcome everybody to part 2 of our Knowledge Equity Lab social. For those who need to go, I just want to point to the Miro board and link here. We have a really fun rose, thorn, bud evaluation. So if you need to leave right now, you can still leave a bit of feedback for us on the Miro. And it is an open, collaborative whiteboard that anyone with the link can add to right now. So thank you for sticking around and listening to our wonderful, brilliant performers and presenters. For those who are staying, really excited to introduce you to the UTSC Valley. And I know we unfortunately couldn't meet in person. We were hoping to have a physical gathering to, come around some great food. But due to COVID, we now have the privilege and pleasure of inviting people all around the world to virtual UTSC Valley. And due to the work of Principal Teddy and others, we actually got renovations to access the valley just a few years ago. So if you go behind the science wing here and down these this pathway that's now much more accessible for people with diverse abilities, you can now enter a lot of different athletic facilities in this beautiful grassy field. And we're basically going to invite everyone who's interested to get to know each other a little bit by taking a seat and sharing with us your favorite dish. So we have a team of amazing facilitators here with an asterisk in front of their name. And what they're going to be doing is inviting you to, in your group, basically pull a photo of yourself and a dish and sitting yourself on a picnic table. So I realize I have locked myself in. But what you should be able to do is essentially copy and paste yourself in, and it's a really easy click and drag kind of process. And I am having trouble testing this right now, but I think if facilitation is ready, we can send people out. And if you're not interested in participating, or if you don't have the technical facilities, like the computing, if you're on an iPad or phone, it might be difficult, so your facilitators will be able to help you. And with that said, I think, would we be
So
ready?
again, just want to take this opportunity in case you're leaving, and I just want to thank you all for joining us. And again, I hope you stay, but just in case, I just want to have a chance to express my gratitude for joining us, and I'm sure we'll catch up in some other events in the near future, hopefully in person.
So now that we're virtually fed, or at least have a little bit of exposure, and we know a little bit each other a little bit better, we are going to invite everybody to our community garden. And what we're going to do here is invite everybody to think about that question at the end of the video. What kind of knowledge will you grow? And for folks who may not have been in this space, don't worry if you feel like you have nothing to map. We want to ask you, what ideas might you have to grow with partners here or to grow at the lab? What kind of knowledge equity, kind of opportunities do you see? Or we could also invite you to consider, what are the roots of knowledge equity? What kind of values or what kinds of aspirations do you hope for in a world where knowledge equity is, we no longer need to make the world more equitable in our knowledge system. We also invite people to map existing partners and people. So who are the current gardeners and farmers and stewards of these projects that are growing these really important initiatives? So for example, earlier it was mentioned that Thai Booth, Center for Learning and Development, and Volunteer Toronto are all really important community partners of the Community Knowledge Learning Hub. So we really want to see both your partnerships and your own organizations here represented in our garden. What projects would you like to continue growing? So if there's existing initiatives that you're working on, we'd love to see that. And what's really great about Miro is you can really just copy and paste the link and they will hyperlink things for you. Or you could screenshot a photo as you did earlier and have it on the map. And then lastly, if your project has been growing for some time and there are fruits or accomplishments you'd like to share and celebrate, we really want to welcome that as well. So we heard from Knowledge Gap and their paper that has had worldwide acclaim. OCSDNet has had a lot of recognition from Spark, and they won an Innovator Award for their work. The Knowledge for Change Hub recently put on a community-based participatory action research institute over the summer, and some of you were participants there. And so we really want to see the work that you've done and invite others to contribute as well. So how you're going to do this is we're going to put you back in breakout rooms. Some of the facilitators will be doubled up, but it'll be great because there'll be multiple people to help.
Maggie,
And
sorry to interrupt. Do we have
yes.
time? Make sure we have time for Kanishka's provocation.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If we do a 15-minute, make sure we come back, and then we can do a 10-minute open space. Is that okay?
Yeah, so I don't want to miss that one because I think it's
Yes,
kind of worth staying for.
I agree. So yes, do stick around so we can hear that. And I'll just do a quick demo. So in regards to Spark, for example, we know that they're a critical partner that has actually birthed the Open Praxis Forum, for example. So I might just take OpenCon website and I would go into their page and I could literally just paste a link and say, I really want Spark to be represented on this map. And it'll take a little while for me to load here, but what I'll be able to do then is to actually link OpenCon to Spark and to OCSDNet and link OpenCon to promoting values like supporting early career researchers, because we know that's a really important piece of work that they work on. So I'm going to invite everybody to go back to breakout rooms and have your facilitators help you map. And if facilitators can take the last 5-7 minutes to make sure people share, and then we'll share back once that's done. We also have these raised beds because sometimes it gets a little messy if we're all in the same garden. So try to kind of paste your things outside so we don't get the mishap like we saw earlier, and then drag it to the community garden to help us plant these seeds. And with that, we will send everybody back out. Facilitators, good luck.